What's good, the peoples? How's everything today? Okay, I'm gonna bring my spreadsheet up on screen here. Bring my chat up on screen here. I got a question. Why is A Link to the Past called that? Why? Every other Zelda game, the title makes sense. Link's Awakening is called that because the whole game is about Link like waking up on his sad little driftwood raft. Like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and presumably Minish Cap are all about like those things. Twilight Princess is about Link teaming up with the Twilight Princess. What does A Link to the Past even mean? This is vanilla Link to the Past. We're just... my goal is to play through 16 Zelda games and take exhaustive notes on all of the dungeons in all of them. Although, after the stream, if you like, I do have playthroughs of A Link to the Past's vanilla, A Link to the Past randomizer. I've got a Triforce Hunt video up on my channel, and me and a good friend of mine, Rosanir, also have a multi-world series of Super Metroid Zelda 3 randomizer. But yeah, it just occurred to me today, I've got no idea what the title of this game is supposed to mean. There's no time travel in the game. It's not any more of a prequel than any other Zelda game. Maybe that was the intent at the time, because like Zelda 1 and 2 are like very clearly connected. Maybe the idea was this was supposed to be like a prequel to Zelda 1, and then that idea got scrapped later. Huh. I mean, there is a Zelda game where you time travel, but it's Ocarina of Time. You time travel in that game. You guys are going to see like a weird flicker for a second as I switch my input over. I'd like to introduce my co-host. Ice cold delicious Pepsi. So yeah, if you like seeing Link to the Past randomizer and multi-worlds and stuff, I do have old video series on this channel where you can watch me do some of that. And over the course of this ZELDOPALOOZA, I might get fed up with one of the modern Zelda games and take a break and do some rando or something. I actually haven't done any Zelda randomizer stuff it's been over a year at this point. I know they've added Pottery Lottery to Link to the Past randomizer, which I guess puts unique or logic items into pots, which sounds hilarious. So yeah, I was wondering, like, it's not called A Link to the Past in Japan. Is Triforce of the Gods, that's the subtitle for the Japanese version? Huh. Anyway, it just struck me as I'm booting up and getting ready for my stream, like, this is the only Zelda game where the title doesn't make any sense. McLean, last year, because Let's Racing Time does like birthday streams, right? Like when it's your birthday on Let's Racing Time, they get to pick the game. Like they had you guys playing like Cool Spot and Sim City and a bunch of other just trash games. For my birthday, I want to get the biggest Let's Racing Time SMZ3 multi-world we can possibly handle. Can we get like a 6-player multi-world and spend 5 hours plugging away at it? That's what I want for my birthday for Let's Racing Time. But last time I checked, the Let's Racing Time people were too intimidated by Super Metroid to bother learning SMZ3. So Super Metroid is a big boy game, and Let's Racing Time is a little baby channel, I understand. Nobody wants to learn Super... I can't wall jump, I can't bomb jump. I don't deserve a birthday present after that. That was really mean. That was just very, very uncalled for. Definitely don't deserve a birthday present after that. But no, I would love to get just a big SMZ3 multi-world going with Let's Racing Time. With like 5-6 people. I figured that would take like 5 hours. We finished I think we finished a 4-player multi-world once. Me and Rosanir and Roadblaze and I can't remember who else. We had 4 of us and we completed it. It took a very long time. Alright, so let me just recap, because I'm taking... Here, I will me get a link for you guys. Okay, I'm going to paste a link into the YouTube chat here of the spreadsheet that I'm keeping, and it's bare right now because I've only got half of a link to the past in there, so... But yeah, I love SMZ3 and Multi-World. I've been playing Super Metroid quite a lot this past week, actually. I've got a Super Metroid video that I'm going to be putting up on, I think, Friday. Hold on, wait. Yeah, on Friday. I'm going to do a premiere with a Super Metroid video. So I played Super Metroid, and I played, like, a Zero Mission ROM hack, where the guy recreated Super Metroid in Zero Mission's engine. It was pretty bad, but I completed it. And I've been wanting to do it like I haven't done a hardcore Varia run for Super Metroid in a couple of years, so. Yeah, SMZ3, to get a good multi-world, you really have to block out a couple of hours. The good thing is the way the multi-world is set up, like if somebody has to drop out, they plug in like a drop out command, and then all of the items hidden in their seed just show up where they're supposed to go. So, like, it doesn't become uncompletable. McClay, you and I should get on call one night. If you can find the time, and just, I would be more than happy to teach you SMZ3. You can benefit from the bounty of my wisdom. You won't have to make all the stupid mistakes that I've made in SMZ3 over the years. Oh no, I'm a rabbit! That's not good. Yeah, the tricky part for me was, like, Zelda 3 is a big game. Like, Zelda 3 is an enormous game. It's a pretty daunting task. To, like, it's easy to just, oh yeah, just learn Zelda 3 and you're fine. There's a lot to learn in Zelda 3. Like, this is a game, the randomizer took me a couple months before I was really comfortable with it. And then Super Metroid is just an intimidating game because, like, the randomizer settings at minimum want you to be able to wall jump and bomb jump. And then there's a couple other little tricks like mid-air morphing and stuff that isn't common amongst first-time players. So both of those games can be kind of intimidating to learn. And then adding them together can also be quite a lot. The good news is the emo tracker is excellent for SMZ3. Like, it's really, really good. It's very, very helpful in learning. I mean, McLean, you remember the old bad days before there were trackers, when we were tracking Zelda 1 randomizer on, like, Notepad. And having to learn Zelda 1 that way. So, the hardest part about learning Zelda 3 is, like, learning, like, which dungeons you can kind of poke your head into, which would be worthwhile. I want to make sure I full clear all these dungeons, which means I gotta bomb this wall up here, but I don't remember how to get to this wall up here. I gotta bomb that wall. Like, yeah, just knowing what checks are available to you. Because Zelda 3 is a lot of knowing when to go into a dungeon and look for stuff, knowing you can't full clear that dungeon yet. Like, a lot of Zelda 1 randomizers, like, oh, I'm not going to bother going into, like, level 6, because I know I'm not going to be able to do anything in there yet anyway. Whereas in Zelda 3, like, you're gonna have to go into levels that you can't clear, knowing that you can't clear it. And typically I play on key sanity, so like you have to know, like, okay, if I don't find 2 keys, I know it's not even worth my time going into Palace of Darkness. Like, I'm not gonna get anywhere without 2 keys. Or like with 1 key going into Misery Mire, I know I've got a batch full of checks as long as I open the correct door. Now, which door was that? You know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I would love to teach the Let's Racing Time people SMZ3. Let's Racing Time never wants to play the games that I want to play, I've noticed. I've been trying to get them to somebody there to learn Mega Man Rock and Roll. Because I've been playing a lot of that game too lately. Getting my muscle memory back. I don't... So, let me actually add to the spreadsheet here that we're in level 4. Thieves Town. The gimmick is like you bring the kidnapped maiden to the room, so it's kind of like there's like a little story to it, which is nice. The weird thing about this dungeon is that like all of the dungeon items are right in the beginning area, in that big 4-room span. So that's kind of interesting to note. And then Link Between Worlds kind of plays with this same idea a little bit. Rock and Roll is one of the harder Mega Man games, like for sure. It's pretty tough, but I also found it very, very rewarding to learn. But I was also told explicitly that, like, nobody at Let's Racing Time would be interested in doing, like, a blind run of it on the channel. It's hard, but it's not like... there are some mean tricks, I'm not gonna lie, because it is a Mega Man game. But they're like mean tricks that you would find in a classic Mega Man game. You know, like the guy that you don't see jumps out of the pit and knocks you into the hole. That kind of stuff. It's not like ROM hacky hard. Like I also got turned off by Unlimited. And then some of the bosses are very, very involved. I had to make my own spreadsheet to keep track of Link to the Past entrance randomizer. If it ever happens on Let's Racing Time, we will almost certainly not do the entrance randomizer, because that's a lot. But I've had some rough seeds in Link to the Past randomizer, and in Super Metroid randomizer. Like, I've put my time in. I've earned my kicks. Like, to play SMZ3 with any level of efficiency, you've got to learn some stuff like checking the Brinstar ceiling, right? The E-Tank and the Brinstar ceiling without high jump. Like, it's not hard to learn, but it takes a little bit of practice, and it's the kind of thing that kind of turns people off of Super Metroid, I find. This dungeon also has a trap room, doesn't it? If we go left here, there's a trap room. I'm going into the trap room. Like, of course. Yeah, this room here, there's nothing good. This is just a butts room. It's actually not bad if you just keep cool. Let the hookshot do its work. Did I miss a key upstairs? Or am I gonna get another key? You know what else I'm gonna note is this is also a rare dungeon where you don't use the dungeon item to solve puzzles in the dungeon. Most other dungeons have that requirement. Okay, there is a key. Alright, baby, I'll take you outside. But first, I'm going to take you to the treasure room. No, you do not need a glove to lift the giant block. That is fake news. And anyway, the giant block isn't actually in your way at all. And that's it for this dungeon. That is all she wrote. We just go in and take care of Blind. And we can just tank all this damage. We ain't got to worry about this at all. Even if I didn't, I got a bunch of fairies in reserve, so yeah, we got the Titan unit here. And the boss is Blind, who throws his head at you. In fact, I was commenting yesterday that it just feels weird playing the vanilla game. Like you gotta push through all the text and like you don't bother checking stuff like Hype Cave. You actually get the lamp in the beginning of the game. An update on playing other games in this series, by the way. Last night, I set the Wii U up. I've got the Wii U set up here for the first time in, I don't know how long. And I secured copies on the Wii U store, which I guess is getting turned off next week, I read. So, like, I came in, like, right under the wire on that. But yeah, the copies of Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. So those will be fun. Come on, buddy. And my 3DS, the one that I stream from, is bricked. So I think I can fix it. I just have to update. I've got hacked firmware on it, right? Because to install the streaming software, it needs hacked firmware. So what I need to do is update that hacked software. But to do that, I need to be able to read the micro SD card on a computer, and none of my computers have a micro SD slot. So I've got the little adapter coming in the mail so I can do that. Which should, hopefully, let me play the 3DS games. I don't know how long these guys actually need. I guess I'll just do this post-puzzle real quick. But yeah, between the Wii U and the 3DS, I should be able to play all the handheld games. I should also have my GameCube adapter coming in the mail so I can stream from my GameCube, which would be beautiful. And if for some reason the 3DS doesn't pan out, I have GameCube copies of Ocarina and Majora's Mask. My sword done yet? Hurrah! What else? I can get all kinds of things now, actually. I guess we'll do this first. Nope, I don't want to dash. I remember not enjoying Phantom Hourglass when I played it. To the point where I didn't play Spirit Tracks at all. I remember not liking the control scheme in it, and I remember the dungeons being like really boring in Phantom Hourglass. Like very linear, not very exciting dungeons. And then when Spirit Tracks came out, because I didn't like Hourglass, I didn't bother playing it. But I'll be playing both. We'll see if my opinion on it has changed at all. Same with the Oracle's games. If the GameCube streaming thing turns out to work fine, I'm gonna secure copies of the Oracle's games. One of them I've played, I don't remember which one, and I remember not being that impressed with it. Like, I would have played it back when it was new, and I didn't keep my copy of it. I ended up selling my copy of it, which isn't a ringing endorsement, and the fact that I can't even remember which of the two games now I played is also not a ringing endorsement. See, I think the best way you can, like, learn SMZ3, honestly, would be just to do a multi-world with somebody. Because, like, if you're in a multi-world with somebody who knows where the checks are, it's really helpful. You can just be like, oh man, I don't know where to check next. They'll be like, oh, did you get everything here? Did you get everything there? Knowing how the two worlds fit together opens things into logic, too, that you might not be accustomed to. For example, in standard Link to the Past randomizer, it doesn't put anything in your Dark World into logic unless you get a very early flute or an early lamp. Because otherwise there's no way up onto Death Mountain. There'd be no way to get up there. But in multi-worlds, if you can get to the Norfair elevator in SMZ3, that also links to Death Mountain. So like you have a path in logic that you wouldn't have had otherwise. Like even just a standard SMZ3 run, like I wouldn't even try a run without having a good 3 hours to fit it all in. I don't like doing randomizer runs across 2 sittings, you know what I mean? I like to complete a randomizer inside of 1 sitting if I can. So I do expect to be playing, over the course of this mission, a lot of Zelda games that I don't like that much, but that's part of the charm, right? Actually, I can go up onto Death Mountain now and get a blue cane, I believe. So yeah, as far as Zelda games I need to finish the collection, I don't own the Oracle's games. I don't own Majora's Mask 3D, which I think would be my preferred way to play it. If I can't get the 3DS streaming working, I do have a GameCube disc that has Ocarina and Majora's Mask on it that I can play. No, I didn't want to go up here, did I? No, sorry, I just wanted to hop in here. And then go in here. Blue King. Wonder why that'll give you a magic pot here. That would definitely be more helpful, wouldn't it? In this particular little dungeon area. So here's my 3DS situation. Let me show you. So I have this creamsicle colored 2DS here. This is the one that's bricked. This is the one that has the streaming software installed in it. If you watched my Ocarina of Time 3D series a couple years ago, this is what I recorded it on. I need to update the firmware on this to be able to stream from it. Once I can stream from this, I can play Ocarina of Time 3D. On this 3DS, this is the old school 3DS. I accidentally turned it on. That's bad. I don't want to turn it on. On this 3DS, I have installed a copy of Link Between Worlds and Minish Cap. I have to find some way to transfer the games from this one onto this one. And I don't know how to do that, but there's got to be a way to do that, right? Like, there's got to be a way to transfer games from one 3DS to another, as long as you own both. I would think. If it's entirely possible, there's no way to do it. Alright. Nintendo made it impossible, even with like hacked firmware and stuff. Am I going here? Yeah, I'm going here. Yeah, level 5. So usually I would do level 6 before level 5 so I could cheeseball the easy part of the puzzle. We're going to see if I can remember how to do the level 5 puzzle. I don't have any magic. I have a magic pot. I don't want to drink my magic pot here, though. Well, I mean, obviously I can emulate any game that I just don't have another option for. Like, sure, that's definitely in the cards if I have to, but... Do I not have any fairies? Oh, I don't have any fairies. Okay, well, we can get fairies in the dungeon. I mean, if it turns out that I have to, like, yar maybe a copy of Link Between Worlds and Minish Cap. Minish Cap, I'm sure the cartridges aren't that expensive. Like, if I get the GameCube rig up and running properly, like, I could just find a cartridge of Minish Cap and play it that way. Let me... I'm seeing cartridges for Minish Cap on eBay for like $10. So, like, that's whatever. That's, yeah, that's fine. Link Between Worlds would be the trickier one. But maybe we'll figure something out. I mean, I don't care if they're legit carts or not, as long as they save and have the game on it, like, whatever. $10 for a reproduction cart, that's fine with me. But there has to be a way to get data from one 3DS onto another. Like, even if Nintendo doesn't want me to, like, somebody has figured out how to do it. You know what I mean? You know, a $10 reproduction card of Minish Cap I would be totally fine with. As long as the game is on it and the game runs, like, I'm not a collector. It doesn't bother me. I'm totally supportive of people making reproduction carts. As long as they're labeled as reproduction carts and they're not priced out the butt. Oh no, not that way. Does my boomerang go through walls here? No. Excuse me. I wish they would just release Link Between Worlds, like, on Switch. Like, how come I can't just download that on the Switch store, right? Unless you can. You know what? I haven't checked. I actually don't know what the state of... Like, the Wii U store had a ton of DS and 3DS games on it, and I just checked that last night. Like, you might be able to on the Switch. I don't have any idea. And I'm gonna need a copy of Twilight Princess as well. Twilight Princess HD. Oh no! I batted the Switch. It is completely ridiculous that the Wii U Virtual Console would be much more comprehensive than the Switch one. But that might be the state of things. I want to play either the GameCube version or the HD version of Twilight Princess, because I don't want to play a version with motion controls, over motion controls. But I would rather just get a copy for the Wii U, if it comes to that. Which way do I want to go here? Maybe I do want to go this way. I'm trying to think, because the north room up here has the hole that falls down into the north of... Yeah, I want to go down the stairs. Right, because... Here's something you don't know if you didn't play the randomizer. There's a chest here. We need a big key before we can do anything about this. But yeah, if I can't get a Wii U copy of the HD version for whatever reason, I would love to just borrow the GameCube version, because I do not want to play a version with motion controls. Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, crap. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I had a real jank version of this room in an entrance randomizer once. That was... we spent like an hour just trying to get through this one room in the randomizer, to the point where we're like, should we like report this room? Seems pretty awful. Is this a room that should be showing up? But I'd be really happy if I could play all 16 of these games on hardware and stream them all. That would make me very, very happy indeed. So I want to go into here. Do I? Hold on. I do need to go through that room to solve the puzzle properly. Whoops. Ouch. Everything's bad. But yeah, the Wii copy of Twilight Princess, I'm not interested in silly motion control nonsense anymore. I don't think there's a room over to the right here. No, there's not. And the key door doesn't actually go anywhere useful. Yeah, I know. I'm just clarifying that the Wii version is off the table. That's the only version I own right now. God, I remember when that game came out, me and my friend camped outside of Best Buy for like 8 hours to get our Nintendo Wiis, and we both had pre-orders for Twilight Princess. We went to the GameStop the next day to pick up our pre-orders for the game. And they're like, oh, you guys... like, hey, you have the GameCube version pre-order. Is that the version you want? And we're like, no, of course not. We didn't know at the time. Like, we didn't know, guys. We didn't know that we should have said yes. God, please. Okay, so this is going to be our big key. I think we're going to have to go around the loop 2 more times to make sure we enter all the rooms. But yeah, Link Between Worlds and Minish Cap are the biggest question marks right now, because it's going to be contingent on whether I can get them installed on a 3DS that I can stream from. Ow! I didn't deserve that. Yeah, I still have a 3DS set up for streaming. This creamsicle one can stream. Once I update the firmware on it, I should be able to get it all set up easily enough. But this doesn't have the Zelda games installed on it. The Zelda games are installed on this 3DS here, which cannot stream. Also, the 2DS is actually better to play games on anyway, because it has nicer screens and it doesn't have the 3D toggle. Like, it turns out the actual 3D is the worst feature of the 3DS, so... Ocarina and Majora's Mask I would be playing from cartridge. So it doesn't matter which 3DS I have to use, because the cartridge will just plug into either one. Alright, I need to go north here. And fill in this room. It's not much of a room. That takes me here. And if I recall correctly... Oh, I should have hookshotted over. I've got the big key now. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I gotta fall into that room. Blue has to be down. We can make that happen. Oh, he got me in the end. This is a fun room. Ah. So the difficulty is... So we can get into this room here from the bottom of the dungeon. Okay. Let's see if I remember how this goes. Yeah, so we're going to go down to the bottom again, which will climb us back up the dungeon. here. This will take us to the treasure, which is our blue tunic. Now, there should be a switch here. In this room. So there is. That will let us get up to the ferries. Or down to the ferries, I guess. Great. Okay, so now we just need to come up the other side. So we gotta come through the left of this room, which is the treasure room. We gotta get into the treasure room without changing the switch state again. If we had done level 6 first and going here with the red cane, we could just use the red cane to create a block and hold down the switch that we need. But I already didn't do that. And also, we're trying to do the dungeons in, like, order, right? So I think this goes up into the big frozen room, yes. So it does. So we just hit this switch here. Jump down the hole into the treasure room. Et voila. Any questions? And is that a full clear of Dungeon 5? Yes, it is. And I believe this boss's name is Cold Stare, yes? Who are both like worms and eyeballs. You'd have to ask somebody who played Stardew Valley, my dude. Alright, level 5. Ice Palace. Treasure is the blue mail. Boss was Cold Stare. Gimmicks are just a lot of frozen floors. And a lot of verticality in this dungeon. I'm just going to make note that it has that famous switch puzzle that gets trivialized with the red cane. I'm going to step away for 2 minutes, guys. I'll be right back. Alright. So there's no new overworld stuff we need to go do now. No. I think all that's left to do is finish up the last couple dungeons. Yeah, I only played Stardew Valley long enough to realize that I should not play Stardew Valley. I guess there's some overworld stuff here we can grab. Claim some heart pieces. I got 666 rupees. Y'all jelly? Oh, I did, at least. Oh, did I miss Prompto singing? Oh, I did. Euryxia hit his member button. Thank you for making Prompto sing. He does so love to sing. I will abruptly abandon the Zeldothon we have going if we can hit 60 concurrent members. I'll take a break from playing all the Zelda games that people actually want to watch me play in order to play the worst PS1 RPG, which nobody anywhere wants to ever watch anyone play. That's my threat to all of you. I think we're like 6 or 7 new channel members away. Hey man, Prompto's just, sometimes the boy gotta sing, you know? Let's just let him do what he do, because he do what he do. Beyond the Beyond, believe it or not, is the second worst PS1 RPG. Beyond the Beyond is undoubtedly a bad game, but it has some charm to it. By the way, you would be SMZ3 runners, you should know you can get into Misery Mire without the hook shot by starting your run and then aiming it towards the block. Bonk over the hill. Bonk over the hole. Beyond the Beyond is a bad game, but it has some charm to it. Like, it's not completely devoid of nutrients. Now, the worst PS1 RPG is Shadow Madness. They released it on Steam. I have no idea why. I have no idea who was out there clamoring for, like, we need a Steam release of Shadow Madness. I don't know who these people are. I don't know what they look like. I don't know how many arms they have. I don't know what religion they are or what language they speak. Who are these people who were like, we need Shadow Madness on Steam? I do not remember my way around this dungeon. So I'm just gonna... Well, it's not that way. Definitely never want to use the magic mirror in this dungeon. Oh, I can bomb south, can't I? Because there's a compulsory Wizrobe room you've got to fight through. No, I don't want to bomb south. Okay. There is this door here. So yeah, if you guys do not want to see the worst PS1 RPG, then by all means, make sure I do not reach my goal of 20 channel members. Okay, so there's nothing here for me yet. This goes to a key. This goes to something I can use. Okay, so I have a first key. Look at this door over here. It looks like a big key from this direction, but a little key from this direction. That's an oversight in the game. I really think it should look like a big key door from both directions. That's either an oversight or it's a design decision to, like, show you which side of the door you'll be opening. Because you can't open that door from the back, clearly. But I still think it should be a big key. Oh, let's just start using keys, whatever. Yeah, this goes to a switch, I believe. It sure does. That key door opens from the top. Okay, so there should be a key under this pot. So now I should be able to get to the big key. There's a key in this room. Right there. I don't think this goes anywhere. No, this doesn't go anywhere. I think we want blue down for now. Yeah, this goes somewhere useful. Oh, does the fire rod glitch work in this version of the game? Yeah. Cool. I remember the game came with a little like hint book that had like a sticker on it, right? Like so they would know if you opened it. Like, oh, only cut your way into the hint book if you need a hint. But one of the questions was like, I can't find 4 torches in the same room to light. I remember being a little kid and being like, really? Because there's a clue up here. Set fire to 4 torches, and like the little hint book, like one of the questions was, I can't find 4 torches in the same room. What do I do? I remember being a kid and being like, really? You couldn't figure that out? Yeah, we're doing the dungeons in order. I just saw the Ice Palace. It weren't no thing. 'Twas fine. I never got a map, dude. So this will go to the back half of the dungeon, and I don't really want to go to the back half of the dungeon yet. Oh, we can't anyway until we get the cane. Second key in that room. There's my map. So opening this door was not actually required in any way, but we done did it. What a mysterious cane. There's one room over there we have not entered. Let's go figure it out. Oh, I think I know what room it is, too. It should have a key in it. If it's the room I'm thinking of. So the Ice Palace puzzle is an example of a puzzle that a lot of people hate, and it's very, very common for people to be like, oh, don't even bother going into Ice Palace without the red cane. Like, you'll never figure it out. But the thing is, like, if you just chill out and, like, really examine your map and really know how the rooms fit together, the solution just kind of jumps out at you. And it's the same kind of situation as with the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time. I gotta use my stupid potion here. I do. Oh, maybe this is the compass. Yeah, the compass. No, it's a little more complicated than just having to do a loop, because Dungeon 5 and the Ice Palace in this game, you're right, it does go around on a loop, and you can just end up on that same loop every time. The problem is, you have to get to that, enter the screen from the left with blue switches down. That's the goal. But going through the loop forces you to put the orange blocks down. You can't get through the loop otherwise. So what you have to do is find a way to get through the loop without changing your switch state. And it's a non-trivial exercise. You really do have to understand how all the rooms fit together. And it's a very long and complicated dungeon with a lot of floors, and the rooms go a lot of different directions. I understand why people get stuck there, but the solution really is to just be observant, make sure you know what you're looking at on your map. What is this door here? Ooh, I'm gonna make a note that the extra key just goes to a rupee room here in level 6. Misery Mire. We got the blue cane is the cane of Somaria, right? I always... No, blue cane is Birna, red cane is Somaria. Not really much of a gimmick to this dungeon. It's just like a big maze with lots of different spots to get confused or turned around. Lots of dead ends. Why don't we have the flame shield? I was not a good boy this year, and so Santa Claus did not bring me one. You know what? We might as well kill this thing, because if it hits me, I'm going to lose the magic anyway, so... Oh, goodness. Anti-fairies. Yeah, going around doesn't matter here. Does bombing this wall matter? Yeah. Is that what it's called? The flame shield? Can't hit that with the hook shot. I knew that, and I had forgotten. No, it's the magic shield. What's magic about it? Alright, did we full clear this mess? We did. Look at that. What's the trick here? This. Get up on it. Like, yeah, if you watch my playthrough of Link to the Past I did on the channel in like 2014 or whatever it was, I don't know any of these boss strats. It's like cringy to watch that playthrough now. Yeah, this dungeon doesn't really have a gimmick. It's just a big maze of small rooms that kind of interconnect in weird ways. I can go get silvers now, but yeah, I couldn't have silvers to fight the boss. Because the trigger to be able to get silver arrows is completing dungeon 5 and 6, which in the randomizer is modeled with red crystals instead of blue crystals. And it's not necessarily dungeon 5 and 6. And also, with certain rando settings, you don't necessarily fight Vitreous at the end of this dungeon. Oh my god, dude, no, I did that Trinex fight literally my entire childhood without knowing you could use the sword to hit him. I fought Trinex for decades, thinking he was only vulnerable to the rod. It wasn't until I streamed this game where people were like, why are you fighting him the dumbest possible way? Like, hit him with your sword, forehead. And I'm like, that doesn't work. And everybody's like, you're an idiot. And I'm like, oh, I guess I am an idiot. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. You think so? You think that's the gimmick, the puzzle? It's not really a puzzle, is it? You just warp to that spot. I guess I'll write down that it has a puzzle entrance. And then you have to flute to it. That might be worth noting, I guess. Do not press the A button. Do not jump down cliffs. While holding this bomb. Also, I don't think I want to take any damage. It'll probably also be bad news. No, I guess getting it's fine. Yeah, you know what? The first time I played this game as a kid, I don't think I got stuck on how to get in the Misery Mire. It seemed pretty obvious to me, I think. Silver arrows. Of course, as a kid, I also spent many, many hours in this overworld, so it's possible that I just had a better understanding of how the light and dark world fit together than most players did. Stick a butter sword. I was watching somebody speedrun when they called it the butter sword, and now I can never unsee it. It's gonna never not be the butter sword now, unfortunately. Wow, I picked the one square I should not have stood on. I don't need no shield upgrade. I mean, yeah, I'm never gonna not call it the Butter Sword from now until forever. For all the rest of time. I'm going the wrong way. I always called it the gold sword too. Like, it's a gold sword. What do you want from me? One of these caves goes to the top, yes? I think it's this one. Yeah, this looks correct. But I mean, just like look at it. It's literally a stick of butter that Link is holding. Like, no, the Four Sword is something else entirely. Like the Four Sword is from some other game that we're not even gonna play during the ZELDOPALOOZA. Oh, maybe I don't know which. Maybe this isn't the right way. Yeah, this is correct. I usually come into this cave from the top, right? Oh, we'll loot the hookshot cave. It's just fun. By the way, you can do this too. So this first box, you do not need a hookshot for. That will be important in SMZ3 logic. There's one box in the hookshot cave that does not require the hookshot. How do we get back? Like this. Nope, not like that. I cocked it. Can I get around this? Yeah, no problem. Who needs ether? Ow! I don't know if it's ever clued anywhere in the game that you should use ether to reveal invisible floors. Oh, what's the pattern for this? Is it right, top, left? Yes. Okay, level 7 is Turtle Rock. Gimmick here are the Samaria platforms. Alright, I think we want to go this way first to get a chest. Eyeball door lasers. Are grotesque. You sort of hate this dungeon. It's tricky until you learn some of the techniques for avoiding damage in some of these rooms, I grant you. Like here, I'll show you a trick right now that's going to change your life. You light all 4 of these, get your hook shot out, whip! Easy peasy. I'm sorry, did I just blow everyone's mind right there? I want to say the Zelda Rando series that I have on YouTube needed like a triple dip into Turtle Rock for items. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Yeah, you can be poking your head into Turtle Rock quite a lot. There's lots of keys and gates and things in this dungeon. And the multiple entrances, you might end up coming in and out from different angles than you're used to. This route doesn't go anywhere, by the way. This room up here doesn't have anything in it. But I'm trying to do full clears of every dungeon. Oh, it's got a fairy in it. Oh, it's a refill room. Okay. It is... Turtle Rock is pretty generous with the refills, though. Which is nice. It's kind of a necessity given how much magic you need for the dungeon. That key. That key. That room's not fun with like 3 hearts, by the way. If you have to do that room with very few hearts, you're having a bad time. I think I want to go in here first to get the big key, and the other path leads to the big boy chests. Was there a key in this room? Oh no, I got bunnied. That's not good. No, this is a kill room. Okay, we don't want to go this way yet. That goes out to the... Oh, this way. This is the directions to the chest. We did want to go the other way. Yeah, we can't do anything here yet. Whoops-a-daisy. My bad. Yeah, these corners should really, like, be rounded. They look like they hurt a lot. I mean, one of the best things you can learn in the randomizer is just how to use anti-fairies, right? Like, once you know about anti-fairies... the whole game just becomes a lot breezier. Okay, so now we go the other direction, and we can open up our big chests. Excuse me, I want you. In my belly, thank you. Oh joy, kill these guys again. Okay. Don't forget to mirror right here. Oh, no. In front of the door over here. What am I doing? Mirroring in the wrong spot, allegedly. Can I bomb most of these guys, or do I have to arrow them? They don't care about bombos even a little bit. Alright. Big bad shield. And we're done with this dungeon, practically. It's just a... yeah, just the path to the boss remains. No reason to go this way. Oh, I can't even get in this way, can I? Oh, I must be able to. What's the trick to this room, then? Kill monsters. Then the block will become pushable. There it is. Ooh, for another rupee room. I don't need it because I've got 900 rupees already, but if for some reason you still need to buy things at this point in the game, those rupees are there for you. This is the room that always frustrated me as a young lad, but it's actually not terribly bad. Once you learn you can hookshot to prevent taking damage from the fire bars, it becomes a lot more palatable. Then it's just a matter of knowing where to turn. There's a couple other like pots and things in that room, but not interested. This was a trick I never learned as a kid. This blew my mind the first time I saw somebody doing this, blocking the shield from the side like that. I always just got hit on my way back out of this area. Getting these chests without the mirror shields, if that's in your logic in the rando, that's never any fun. Also, you can leave the dungeon here if you want to. You gotta fill up on potion or something, and then as long as you remember to warp back. Because that door is accessible on the light world side. There's nothing else off this room, right? Nah, this is just a straight shot to the boss. Leave me alone! I'm gonna have to use drink, I think. Oh no, I'm not. I can... There'll be drink under that skull. What am I doing? Back and forth. Don't mind me, Toss. Doing what I love. Loving what I do. So yeah, as a kid, I thought the boss could only be damaged with rods. I didn't realize that you could hit the head with the correct rod, and then it became vulnerable to the sword. And if you've got a full half magic meter, you have like just enough shots as long as you never miss one. And I thought that was like the intent of the fight. I was like, oh, they want you to have just enough shots here. Alright, Trinex. Let's not waste our fairy here. Alright, let's fill this all in. Turtle Rock. Treasure was the mirror shield. The boss was Trinex. Three-headed ice fire worm. Cool. We have saved Zeldo. I'm not going to have any way of knowing that I full cleared Ganon's tower except by checking the map a lot. Ganon's Tower has a lot of foolish stuff in it. All right. Going downstairs first. So let's see if I remember where all the chests are. There's one. That's not the item I wanted. There's one in this room, but we'll check. Oh, there is one. Okay, glad I checked. My goodness. Can I just take a freebie here? Boobles. I better get this magic, actually. The gold sword can break pots? That's a lie. Don't lie, I'm in trouble. There's no way that that's true. I've been playing this game for 30 years. I would know if that's true. Yeah, see? You can't. Gold sword doesn't break pots. Why must you turn my YouTube chat into a filthy house of lies? Lies and slander. Oh, in the GBA version. I mean, you might still be lying for all I know. I've never played that version. I'm just gonna assume you're still lying, though. Meh. Sorry, I just gotta examine this map here a bit to make sure I get all these little fiddly rooms. You can't get out of here with a spare key, I don't think. You have to come into this room. This room provides you the key that you need. Okay, let me see if I can remember how to do this maze properly. There's a bomb wall here, which you'd know if you looked at the map. I swear this button is in a different spot every time I play this game. Oh my god. There it is. Oh, trouble. I got my copy of Monsters of the Multiverse today. I'm going to be able to flip through that tonight. I look forward to it. It does look like it's a lot of reprinted material, though. I wonder how much of the material is actually new. This is... No, there's an otherwise inaccessible room, isn't there? No, I guess not. All the rooms are linked somehow through doors. This room here. This is the room where ether is helpful. Remember that time I just jumped into a hole for absolutely no reason? If I remember correctly, though, just do that. Yeah, we go downstairs and get the big key, I think. From this room, yes. Ah, so this is actually the first dungeon in Link to the Past that has sub-bosses. We get to fight all of the Light World bosses again. That's the wrong item. Armos Knights are not appreciably harder when you fight them on ice. The big boy key. So the trick to the Ganon's Tower basement is there's like two different routes that both lead to the same room where you need ether. I've got full health, actually. We are good in the basement. Okay. We don't... So yeah, we have a whole other path through this floor of the dungeon that's going to have stuff for us to clear. And we can get there without even using a key. Just by going in the other side over here. I think this side will have the compass. Although it should be obvious where... the boss is. Okay, go ahead and rabbit me. If you did not know, this room has a treasure box in it. It does. And it's a commonly missed one in randomizers. A lot of players don't know that this room has a boss. I don't think you can hide in the doorway from the hand either. So this dungeon's gimmick is it's kind of like a greatest hits of all of the other dungeon gimmicks. Like everything makes an appearance in here. You've got ice floors, you've got a key you've got to knock off a shelf, you've got these tiles, you've got the ether bridges. As soon as that hand is gone, box. Going up is a dead-end room from the teleporter maze that we've already been in. Going left, we do have to go left. Nothing in there, but... you know what? I don't know that. Push that block the wrong way. Well, whatever. I'm done with that room. I don't care about it anymore. We go into this cool bomb room. Actually, this is actually easier to hit with the king. And then trying to time a bomb. Oh, there's the one more. This will teleport us into that last big room, right? Yeah. This is it. Oh no, we're up top now. There is one more room left. Oh, what have I done? Yeah, I don't know. I still like racial penalties as an idea, you know. I understand why people don't want them in the game, but I think next time I run a D&D campaign where I open it up to like a bunch of different fantasy races, I might like require everybody to have a racial penalty of some kind. Like maybe we won't necessarily use the one from the book, but we will like make it a feature of the campaign or something. Oh, no, we want to light this, don't we? Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we've got the whole bottom floor now. Now we've got to climb up to the top. And I don't feel like going to this stupid room again. Yeah, that's the thing, Bob, is that their Wizards is slowly, like, removing all of the negative, quote-unquote negative. Like, obviously it's subjective what's negative and what's positive, but so many people have complained about, like, racial penalties and, like, certain races being described as being monsters because, like, traditionally in fantasy settings they are monsters. So Wizards is just whitewashing a lot of that stuff in the new books. And that's kind of what this newest book is really about. I'm stuck. Somehow the idea of, like, fictional fantasy races has gotten caught all up in identity politics, and it's just a big stupid thing, and nobody wants to play races that have drawbacks anymore. I mean, that was part of the design of 5e from the start. Like, they've removed all ability score penalties from all races. Like, first thing. That's, like, one of the first things I noted in the player's handbook. But I haven't checked. But you know what? I'll do it. I'll check right now, actually. I'm curious. Ugh. Let's see if they removed the penalties for... Kobold. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the penalty for playing a kobold has been removed. They no longer have brightness sensitivity. Or sunlight sensitivity, or whatever it's called. They wouldn't have drow in this book, would they? Drow is the other one that has sunlight sensitivity. They have Dwergar. Dwergar, I don't think they've been published before, but they would have sunlight sensitivity. And they don't anymore. Do Aarakocra still have a fly speed? Yeah, Aarakocra still have a fly speed. Still love the artwork for the Tabashi. Turtles, Tritons. Yeah, so like any race that has a penalty of any kind has just been completely removed. I think instead of removing all racial penalties, they should have ensured that every race has a penalty of some. Like, it doesn't have to be balanced. Like, I don't really care if things are balanced, honestly. That's not something that I'm really interested in. I'm more interested in, like, okay, well, how are these creatures, like, what is their biology like? Kobolds, they weren't given a sensitivity to sunlight to try to screw players who wanted to be kobolds. They gave kobolds sunlight sensitivity because they're creatures that live exclusively in, like, Underdark and cave areas. This is the only place in the game that requires you to bonk to get across a gap, by the way. Like, a lot of people think they should remove the Aarakocra's fly speed. I see that comments all the time on D&D Reddits. Like, oh, my player's playing an Aarakocra and I have no idea how to handle it. Can I just nerf its fly speed? Like, yeah, you can if you want. You know, you're the DM. You do you. But it's like, they're bird people. They're supposed to be able to fly. They weren't given a fly speed so players who picked Aarakocra would have an unfair advantage. They were given a fly speed because they're bird people. So, did they nerf the fly speed? Really? How? Because of your wings, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. You can't use this flying speed if you're wearing medium or heavy armor. Going back here into the tunnel. Which book are they even in? Xanathars? They weren't in Volos, were they? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember which book the Aarakocra originally printed in now. I know it's in the Elemental Evil Player's Primer that they published, but I thought they published it in a book as well. But yeah, it's like, it's just the... One of the things I enjoy about high fantasy is like different species of creatures and their cultures clashing, you know, like coexisting together. And you really can't do that very well if the creatures aren't distinct from each other biologically. So this thing we're doing where we're just turning all of the fantasy races into like differently shaped humans primarily because of gameplay balance issues and identity politics. Now, I don't know. I think it makes D&D a less interesting game. The good thing is I don't have to play with any of those rules if I don't want to. I intend not to. So, yeah. As far as I'm aware, orcs will always be evil in all the games I run, because I like having an evil, like, humanoid sentient race in the world that makes just for good generic bad guys. I don't know why I'm picking these up. It's just, it's not going well for me. Yeah, balance is another thing that I just don't... I don't value it very much in D&D. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter to me how well stuff's balanced when it comes to players. Part of that is because the classes are pretty much... They're pretty well balanced with each other, and the vast majority of what a player does comes from their class, not their race. Their race ends up mostly just being fluff in the end. This is a neat trick I learned. Aha! But yeah, there's a lot of complaints from DMs. Are like, oh, he's playing an Aarakocra. And the answer to that question is obviously, well, don't allow him then. If you really don't want to have an Aarakocra player in your game, just say that Aarakocra aren't allowed in the table. Like, just because it's published in a book doesn't mean you have to use it, and just because it's published in a book doesn't mean you have to use it the way it's published. Whoops, I suck. I have to fall in the Moldorm room to get a map tile. I mean, yeah, that's part of it too, is that players just want to be powerful. That is a big part of it. Anything that strengthens a player, they want. Anything that weakens them, they don't want. Because most players... I don't know about most, but the most vocal players, the ones that are most likely to, like, complain about rules and balance stuff online, only care about how powerful their character gets to be. And they don't much care about any other trifling gameplay concerns. As long as they get to be the most awesomest, nothing else really matters. I don't know why I did that. Alright, so I gotta jump down this hole. But I at least understand, like, some of the balance concerns. Like, I understand a player who's like, oh, I want to play a kobold, but this sunlight sensitivity makes the race unplayable. Like, I don't get to play a kobold because if I do, I'll just roll all my attacks at disadvantage. Like, I at least understand that argument. The weird identity politics stuff, I don't even see where those folks are even coming from. It just really feels like they're arguing from another planet. I don't even understand their perspective. The whole, how come I've got to be evil if I roll up an orc? How come all orcs got to be evil? It literally doesn't say that in any published D&D material for 5th edition. Even in Volos, it doesn't say that. You're allowed to play any alignment you want. You don't have to play an evil orc. So I don't even understand their arguments. I've tried. I've tried to see their perspective, but I just don't get it. But that is also informing a lot of the changes in D&D right now. Is the identity politics stuff. I have to save and quit after this. Because if I don't, I won't have my red mail next time I turn on the game. I don't know how many times I've forgotten to save my red mail at the end of the game. Oh, really? I thought he was going to do lightning. But part of what I do when I'm a player in D&D, like every character I develop, every character I play, I give them like a built-in mechanical flaw or some kind of limitation, and I purposely never play the most powerful character I'm able to. The longest character I played in 5th edition was a champion fighter, which is seen as one of the weaker subclasses of fighter, right? And I played him with a restriction that he would never use a bladed weapon. So he used a quarterstaff, and he had Polearm Master, and he played the whole campaign as a champion fighter with a quarterstaff. McLean, if you don't save and quit after, like, if you just go beat the game after Ganon's Tower, and then you load the game back up later, to full clear it, it'll just load wherever your last save was. It won't remember that you completed Ganon's Tower. Unless you manually save. Also, I kind of hate the Ganon fight. Also, it just now occurs to me that the final boss of this game is not in a dungeon. That's a little strange. So level 8, Ganon's Tower. Treasure is the red mail. Sub-boss is all light world bosses. Which is interesting. The main boss is Triple Aghanim. As gimmicks go, it's just like a greatest hits. And I like that there's 2 paths to the big key in the basement. One path takes you past the map, and the other takes you past the compass. That's kind of interesting. But like, yeah, the other character I was playing recently was a halfling barbarian. There's no reason that a halfling can't have exceptional strength in 5th edition. In older editions of D&D, halflings could not have exceptional strength. They were capped at their strength at like 15 or 16 or whatever. But being a halfling barbarian actually conveyed more advantages than if I had chosen to be like a half-orc. Because halflings are small creatures, and small creatures, the way that they can move in the battlefield, my barbarian had a lot of advantages he wouldn't have had otherwise. So, I mean, Zook's primary mechanical flaw was he just weren't familiar enough with the game systems. Yes. But yeah, in first and second edition of D&D, and maybe even in the third, I'm not as familiar with third, unfortunately, but like all of the races you could pick had restrictions. You had, not only did most races convey a penalty to at least one statistic, like I think elves would get a minus to strength or something. Let me refresh my memory. How long has it been since y'all seen this book? This is the Bible right here. All right. I'm gonna refresh my memory. What are the racial restrictions here? First of all, they have restrictions in how high they can go in certain classes. Let's see here. Elves, just as an example. No, most of these races actually have a cap of 18. Except for dwarves have a cap on dexterity and charisma at 17. They can't go higher than 17 in dexterity or charisma. Ability adjustments, here we go. Like, oh yeah, if you played an elf in 2nd edition, you got +1 to dexterity, -1 to constitution. There are no minus ability scores anywhere in 5th edition. Mechanically, it doesn't matter because this game was balanced around having certain racial penalties, whereas in 5th edition, it's all balanced around races getting penalties to multiple stats. But psychologically, players just hated the idea of, why do I get a minus because I'm an elf? How come y'all are racist against elves? There were also class restrictions in 2nd edition, like elves and dwarves weren't allowed to be paladins at all. Alright, let's fight this boss. I actually don't like fighting this version of Ganon. I don't really like this boss at all. It's gonna take a lot of hits here. How many fairies do I have? So I don't have to worry about Drank until I've used up 2 fairies. There's one. But it just goes to show, like, why I'm against removing those kind of restrictions is because once you've removed those kind of restrictions, players are just going to move on to complaining about something else, which is exactly what happened in 5th edition. Like, okay, we're taking away all stat penalties across the board for being a race. We're taking away all racial negative ability adjustments, and people just started complaining about something else. How come my orc has to be evil? How come my kobold has to have sunlight sensitivity? That kind of stuff. So no matter what they do or what they change, people are going to complain. There's 2. I'm really only going to get him once per cycle, aren't I? Oh, I got him twice. Okay. Oh, this one got unlit somehow. Weird. They're 2 out of sync. I gotta wait for them to... I'm bad. I'm bad at this game. Is that it? He's dead. He's dead. Didn't get knocked in the hole once. Awesome. Alright, Link to the Past is in the can. Overall, I still love 5th edition. Like, the fact that my biggest complaint about 5th edition is that they're, like, trying to please people that will never, ever be pleased. But we're 7 years into this edition now. And they're just now getting to the point where they're obsoleting their oldest books and stuff. Like, I think it's great. It's still the best edition of D&D I've ever played. And I've got so much 5th edition material now that, like, it's going to be on my shelf forever. Like, even when they do start publishing 6th edition, I'm probably not going to jump on that train because I've got this stuff. I'm good to go. I've got so many 5th edition books over there now that I'm kind of afraid that shelf is just going to fall out of the wall. Let's talk dungeons in this game. Let's kind of have a Link to the Past debriefing. So, how many dungeons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 dungeons in this game. Counting Hyrule Castle, the 3 pendant dungeons, Castle Tower, and then all 8 Dark World dungeons. One of the dungeons doesn't have a treasure. Almost none of the dungeons has a sub-boss. Yeah, I don't know. What else can you say about Link to the Past? It's just got an enjoyable batch of dungeons. It kind of set the standard for how much of a Zelda game should be dungeon material. You'll love to see it. Well, Bob, eventually they're just going to have to cave to pressure from their players. A lot of players are already clamoring for 6th edition for a wide variety of reasons. Some people just want to buy books forever. Like, if they don't have a new book every couple of weeks, they start to get antsy. You say Link to the Past is a strong B? I mean, I'm looking at these dungeons as, man, I don't think there's a bad one in the bunch. The worst of these dungeons is probably Skull Woods, I think. Because Skull Woods is like, it's really kind of a trolley dungeon, isn't it? It's like designed to be confusing. There's a lot of reset points. It introduces you to the hands. And then the boss is just that spikety moth fight. So, yeah, I think Skull Woods is probably the weakest of these dungeons, in my opinion, and even Skull Woods is pretty good. A 5.5 edition is probably okay. Like a totally overhauled player's handbook that both works as a companion to the original player's handbook and something that just completely replaces it would probably be very helpful. See, I think Turtle Rock is a really imaginative dungeon. I like it a lot. I understand why a bunch of people do find it frustrating, though. Because it's really not that much waiting if you know what you're doing, but it's... Can you really... Should we be assessing these dungeons from the standpoint of someone who knows what they're doing? Because in these dungeons, I do, but when we get to, like, this friggin' game, I don't even know what this is, so... So when I assess the dungeons in the games I haven't played, I'm not going to be able to look through the lens of, oh, I've been solving these dungeons since 1991, so... I could see holding Link to the Past up as, like, the measuring stick, because this was the first Zelda game that really had the formula down. This is the first game where the Zelda formula had, like, totally crystallized. Which we'll talk some more about when we do Zelda 1 and 2. What am I going to do next? I can bring the Switch in here for tomorrow. Am I going to stream tomorrow? I might. I'm not sure yet. Not sure. If I bring the Switch in here, I have everything on the Switch. I have my GameCube adapter coming Should be coming within the next week. That'll open up the... Well, the only GBA game I have to play right now is Link's Awakening. Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to Skyward Sword. I'm glad I've got a version that doesn't have motion controls. I'm glad I've got regular button controls. Also, can we talk about how cool this ending is? And also it lies, because Link Between Worlds. Treble, I might have to pick your brain when I get my little SD reader to help fix this thing. And get that set back up. I'm not sure I'll be able to figure it out on my own. Yeah, I skipped Skyward Sword when it came out because I hated the motion controls in Twilight Princess. This music is 900% epic, by the way. This is an exceptional ending. I love it so much. It's really something special. It's a little... it's kind of a bummer almost that for the ending of SMZ3 plays the Star Fox music. But yeah, I guess next time I stream I'll get the Switch back in here. You know, I could do one of the DS games actually. I've got my Wii U ready to go. I have to set up a DS overlay for OBS, and then I can do Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. Maybe we should do one of those next, actually. Because I anticipate not enjoying those games, and maybe we should try to maybe alternate, like, good Zelda, bad Zelda, right? So maybe we'll do Phantom Hourglass. I've played Phantom Hourglass. I haven't played Spirit Tracks. But I do have both on the Wii U now. I installed them last night. So I guess the Wii U eShop is turning off forever, like next week, if what I read was correct. In fact, I actually couldn't add funds with a credit card. I had to go on Amazon and buy a digital Nintendo eShop card for 20 bucks. And then Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass were each only 10 bucks. The problem with going good Zelda, bad Zelda, and alternating is that the bad Zeldas are going to take a lot longer to complete than the good ones. Like, I'm going to kill Zelda 1 in a single sitting. Zelda 2 will probably take 2 sittings. Link's Awakening is going to be a push. That's going to be a rough one for me because I've already played Link's Awakening twice this year. I played the Switch version and then I played the Game Boy version on emulator, so I love Link's Awakening, but it's going to be a chore to get through, I think. Maybe we'll save it. But I think Link's Awakening, I think I'm going to play the Game Boy Color copy that I have, if I get my GameCube set up correctly. Save Link's Awakening till last? Maybe. Maybe we'll start Spirit Tracks as game number 2 in this series. Because, yeah, I haven't played Spirit Tracks. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Maybe I'll play it and really enjoy it. I don't know. Link's Awakening is a pretty breezy game, too, though. Like, it's not like a 1 or 2 sittings. Like, I should be able to get through it. It shouldn't be a big session situation. The ones I'm not looking forward to most, I'm not looking forward to Wind Waker. At all. I was actually bummed last time I played Wind Waker because I remembered enjoying it, and then when I replayed it on stream a couple years ago, I'm like, oh man, that was Wind Waker? Really? So... yeah, unfortunately, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks both have the touch-only controls. So you're going to be looking a lot at the top of my head when I play the games, because I'm going to have to be looking down at the thing. But, okay. I'll go ahead and link my notes page here in case anybody else wanted to check it out. Has 1 game on it right now. Eventually we'll have 16. Just little notes for each of the dungeons. Not sure if I'll be able to stream tomorrow or not. I won't know till tomorrow afternoon. If you guys, you'll see me if I go live. If not, but yeah, let's plan on doing Spirit Tracks next. That sounds like an interesting time. That's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out. Sleep well.